Hello, movers. How's the audio? We'll raise it a bit. But here with some rapid gameplay. Game is loading up. Should show that opponent is trying to be found. My rating's 1924. Turns out another person that I played was cheating after all. So I think we're up to like 15 cheaters on this climb or something. That's just what's been confirmed so far. So a lot of cheaters in these. I don't know if it's mainly the 30-minute. I experienced it in the 10-minute format as well, but definitely a lot of cheaters in the rapid format in general, which is unfortunate because it's the best one for learning and for explaining things. But yeah, I mean, we're still trying to break out of the 1900s and get into 2000. Part of it is that my new job started. Part of it is that I'm washed up. And part of it is that it's hard for me to explain and play simultaneously. So just gonna keep grinding at it. Hopefully, I don't pick up too many more losses on the way there. But we'll see what happens. Oh, cool! Title Tuesday registration thing. Obviously, I also want to be able to get my rating IRL to to like 2200 or something, so I could start playing in the Title Tuesday events for you guys. Which is why I have that other account that I'm practicing other openings on. Hopefully they find someone for me soon. I mean, the rating range is pretty large that it's surging through. I also don't want to cancel because that'll put me in the back of the queue, and then whoever else is... Actually, that doesn't make sense, because if someone else is looking for a game, it's not like they'll queue before me. They'll just pair us against each other, hopefully. But, yeah, I am going to make you guys wait for this, unfortunately, just because I did some explaining earlier on. There we go. Just quickly going to check out the guy. Yeah, he seems like he's on the uptick, but it seems like a normal human. Alright, B4. Alright. There's also the fact that since I'm playing white, a lot of people skip the games or abort because they don't want to play against this opening. Yeah, like this guy right here. That or what he's doing is he's looking it up right now. Can guarantee it. Like, I know it takes a little bit to find a move, but... Okay. Yeah, we'll just play A3. We'll play solid. I think my idea for this one is just to try to break down his center, so things like C4, knight here, push, pawn push here. Okay, so now C4 won't work, but I can go here pretty freely, because he's not planning on going here anytime soon. And I mean, I can also do this a little bit out of, I can do this a little bit out of order, where I can then go here and actually then have the support for that pawn push. And then this will just be a sore thumb, which he can protect with like F5. But then he blocks his bishop's scope. I mean, he's just wasting tempo. I think it would just be good for me, kind of all around. Not to mention that queen check would be able to eventually come in. But yeah, let's go for this now. I don't see why not. This will also make this pawn weak in the right world. Of course, if he chooses to take, I think I'm going to retake with a knight. Just because I gain tempo on the bishop. Okay, so he chooses not to, so just knight d2. I mean, c6 is a pretty common move here, just because he wants to maintain these two pawns. Okay, so he chose to do it with the f5 pawn. But that's not going to stop this idea. And hopefully we could clear this out. So obviously if he does this, Slight change of plans, yeah. But eventually we'll want to do this. And if he blocks, this will drop, so he's going to have to play this. So we want this pawn to be on d5 in some world. Taking here isn't really to our advantage. I can just leave it for now. I don't think that'll be a problem. I can also probably just play knight to c3 while I'm waiting. If he recaptures, what will happen is I'm going to have the b5 pawn as an outpost. Okay. So I'm going to take. And then if his knight takes, I'm actually just going to go rook c1 probably. Because I don't want to give him the option to retake with a pawn. Because then this will get shut down. A key part to this opening is making sure that this bishop that you have on b2 actually becomes useful at some point. So you need your moves to reflect that. Which is a mistake that I was making a lot earlier in the climb, because I'm obviously still learning about chess while I play these games. But there were a lot of games where I would just end up with like this pawn structure that was kind of stuck, like this exactly. And I still have this pawn structure now, but the difference is that I understand that this d5 square is where I need to kind of fight my battle, which does change how I play it. So we went with the pawn. Yeah, knight here is possible. Going after the bishop. I do have checks available as well. I don't know that I gain anything from them. I mean, queen c2 doesn't seem bad. It's not like my rook can't go to c1 still. I mean, this will be a nice outpost eventually. So I have a few choices. So if I check him, he can block one of 4 ways, right? If he blocks here with the knight, he has a bad pawn. That's good for me. If he blocks with this knight, then this has one less good square to go to, and then I could also push it back, so that's going to be fine. If he goes here with the knight, then I don't really know if I gain anything, really. I guess I can come in with my queen afterwards just to have some pressure. But that's all I really see. But yeah, I'm going to start with it just because I think this is probably his best move. And I think if he moves this here, then that's just weakening this square. I'll just trade that off, however he wants to recapture. And then my queen can target this without having to worry about the bishop on the other side. So his best move here, I think, is going to be knight b to d7. Okay, so yeah, he's just going for that. So I'm happy to trade. And we'll see if he develops or if he's going to take with queen. What sucks though is it doesn't seem like he's made a mistake this far. He is choosing queen, okay. Well, now I want to bring my queen here and target this. And now to protect this, he's going to have to either move his queen somewhere or move this bishop somewhere. But either way, I should have 1 tempo. 2 tempo, actually, because it's my move. So I'll have gained a tempo, which isn't like a lot, but It's something. Excuse me. But yeah, now this bishop and this knight are pretty awful. So I gotta find a way to make them useful. I'm thinking something like a4, so that this knight... Okay, so he chose to move the bishop. Let's do... We'll play a4. So now my knight can come to b5 if it wants to, or I could just play b5 and open up a place for my dark square bishop. Okay, so he's choosing to just castle, so eventually there's going to be a tactic where I can just take here. What do I want to do? I think rook coming here would be fine. The idea here is that I can play knight to c7. Also got to find something to do with this knight. So here he's going to come in, which I don't like too much, so maybe I'll just start with this. What's the play? Yeah, this kind of is blocked. I mean, this queen wants to move anyway. So why don't I mean, maybe I toy with him a bit, though. Yeah, for now I'll do this. But this queen wants to move anyway, I think, to make room for this knight. So maybe queen a2, so I could move it somehow, eventually. But as long as I maintain this diagonal for now, I'm fairly happy. And if this knight ever leaves, then I can grab two fairly important pawns. I think I'm moving quickly, but I mean, he's still not really much lower than me on time. Better yet, if he chooses to move this knight, I'll just take this pawn. So maybe it's worth me playing something like this. Yeah, he's gonna have that. I mean, that's not a bad... Maybe I'll do this and just get this knight better square. But I want a home for this one. It looks rough. Maybe I'll castle for now. I definitely think I'm playing passively, but I don't really see a great way to open this up. Yeah, I could shove this pawn, but he's just going to be playing g6 by the end of everything. Take, take, take. Now, see what I actually gained. And where can this knight go? Are there any good hops for him? I don't see any. I I mean, maybe I make this a weakness just to open things up a bit, but I don't know if that's worth it. I'll castle for now. Okay, he moved his king away anyway. Okay. Here, I'll trade you my backwards pawn for your isolated pawn. How about it? Then again, I didn't need to make that trade. This isn't isolated, but it's as protected as an isolated pawn would be. AKA not very. We'll do this now. If he takes, then I can take. He recaptures. Can I grab here? Nothing looks exactly correct here. It would be nice if he took this, actually, because this backwards pawn kind of gets canceled out. That's a decent idea, actually. I have to remember that for other games. To try to break things open, I can play f3 if f5 and d5 have been played, because then this sits here forever. Almost forever. Alright, so positionally, this piece is doing nothing. Yeah, I figured he'd do something along those lines. Let's do... Do I want to take this? So I could capture things in a couple different ways. So here he's either getting a bad pawn or his rook is getting here, and then I could potentially do something about that. So I'm going to grab this first, because now at least I have priority in the exchanges. So now I take this, right? Or no? Do I grab this first? Then he was gonna take there. Yeah, and I never have a check against him. Here, I'm gonna take this bishop next. He's gonna take this way. Then maybe I'll take this. That could be decent. Here, takes rook, I take queen. One sec, I'm recording. Okay. But yeah, the idea is that I can take this pawn, but there are so many tactics there. So yeah, he can't take. So I think this works. I think this works. I could be very wrong. Ah, he gets this pawn here. Is that what it is? think that's exactly what he's going for. Okay. Damn. Here's an idea, though. So queen takes, he goes here. Queen c5. I mean, I like this endgame anyway, because I have a passed pawn and he doesn't. But if he takes and I go here, he can't just move away, because he has to defend this. So if he defends this, I'm just free. I'm off the hook. If he doesn't defend it, say he exchanges, then this is starting to look pretty favorable for me, I think. Okay, so now do I take with pawn or do I take with rook? I think this is winning either way, but which way do I want to take? Stupid endgames always end up getting me. I know I'm winning. I just need to prove it. I think I'm going to take with rook. Okay. Obviously, if he takes, I'll take back. Okay. I'm going to take like this. This is hanging. All right, we'll push. Yeah, if he plays this, then a6 doesn't work. But if he just takes, for example, then I can play a6. And he's going to be too late. Okay, so he did play g6. Takes, king e2. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I've got a slight advantage, but I don't know if it's enough to win or if it's just going to be drawn. Damn, it's 10 points if I win. It's actually quite high. I don't know why it's that high. So I have this move. So hopefully I can pick up the pawn at the very least. But I still gotta convert the pawn. Okay. And the thing is, he can't attack this pawn or this pawn. It's going to be protected. Alright, so I gained a pawn advantage. Is it enough to win? If he does something like king f6... Oh, really? Okay. He might go here. Yeah. So, did he already calculate if this is a draw or not? So if I go here... I gotta be careful. This I gotta think about. So 2 squares. The thing is, he can go 2 or 1. Which is quite annoying. So if I go 2 here... Yeah, but I can do that twice. So I think I actually control the tempo. So this is winning for white. I just cannot mess this up. So boom. If he moves his king, I gain opposition, I'm winning. So he has to move the pawn. If he moves 2 squares, I move 1 square, and now he has to go here. If I go here and he goes 1 square, then I go 2. And then wherever he moves, I'll blockade it. So he has to move the king. So h4 is the correct play. Yeah, so he chose 2 or 1 square, so I go 2. And I don't take when he pushes. Yeah, this is 1. Now you have to move the king. If you move this, you can't stop them both. Even if he goes in front, I mean, I still have opposition. And then I pick these up, it's over. Woo! That was a solid endgame win. I do not get those too frequently, if I'm being honest. I don't know if he's going to try for a draw or what, but I'm just going to get 7 billion pawns to promote, so... You do what you want, my guy. Boom, boom, boom. Then this guy can walk. Here we go. Cool. Resignation. Let's review it. I'm pretty happy with that game. 82.7. Alright, we messed up somewhere. Alright, let's watch. Get b4, e5, f6, very weird move. Okay, so they like the move d4, which is essentially what I did, trying to force this forward. If he just takes, then I won the diagonal, right? I'm winning. But if he pushes, excuse me, I'm having soda, so I'm fucking burping. But I could then play c4, and we get the same scenario as last time, except we kind of save some moves. You know, I don't have to do this kind of running around. It's just like a lot faster. But anyway, get e3, bishop e6, knight f3. Yeah, d4 faster would be good. Bishop d6. Now I go d4, which they say is no good. I think it's because c6 comes eventually. Do not ask me why this is good though, because I have no clue. Oh, d3 takes, bishop takes, targeting this, a5 or c6. So they're just giving this pawn up. Okay. I guess this position is good enough that they don't really care. Alright, more you'll know, I guess. So I guess that pawn sec is fine positionally. But instead we get this, where he plays c6. And I thought this was fine, but it wasn't. So I gotta refix my prep. Just understanding this wasn't enough, I guess, because I did still have to remaneuver because of it. Alright, to f6, we take. I play bishop here, but I was just searching to see what he'd play. Yeah, so this was one of the mistakes that I thought he could make, which allows me to play queen b3, bishop b7. We get a4, which they don't like. They prefer b5. Oh, because b5 takes away the knight squares. That's why that's good. We got rook c1, which is no good. They prefer b5 again. Yeah, because I allow knight c6. That's why they don't like it. Now I'm playing defensively, right? I castle. King h8. I play f3 to try to break it open. Alright, I remember when I took notes on this and I said, like mid-game, and I said, play this. I guess that's just not good. But I was supposed to play b5 like 10 times over. Yeah, that we expected. This, yeah, I could tell that was not good. I just had to do the correct order of everything. Yeah, this is best. But they do prefer pawn takes. Okay, so do I take back? Yeah. He takes, I take. EXF. GX. Okay, so they say that this is good enough to win. So I do need to study more endgames so I could understand that faster. And yeah, here I knew I was winning. Actually, I figured it out afterwards, so maybe I should have figured it out before, because otherwise it would have been bad. Like, if he had a pawn here instead of here, I think that it's just a draw. I think. But anyway. Yeah, h4. Is that the only move that wins? Oh, they're saying g3 is okay, too. Yeah, h4 obviously works. We get h6, we get g4, then h5. g5, and it's pretty easy from here on out. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now I can post a win today because I'm posting that previous loss you guys may have watched as well. So yeah, I will catch you guys later.